Hey everyone, what is going on? And welcome back to another Fusion Cup video. I am going up against a friend of mine. His team is going to be Swampert, Whiscash, Venusaur, Altaria, Bronzong, and Charizard, and my team will be Alolan Marowak, Heracross, Altaria, Alolan Sandslash, Whiscash, and Venusaur. So I am trying out Heracross for this video and for this cup in general. And yeah, Heracross I feel like is a really good Pokemon for this cup. Now one thing to note about my team is that it is really weak to fire, being the Sandslash, the Heracross, the Venusaur. You could even argue Altaria, right? Because it's weak to Dragon Claw from the Charizard. So yeah, definitely weak to fire, so I do have to adjust the team, but I did want to focus on Heracross just to see how it does, and I do think Heracross is a really solid Pokemon for this cup because Close Combat recently got a buff. It does a lot of damage, it charges up fast, and the only downside is it lowers your defense. I think it's by 2 stages. Is it by 1 or 2 stages? I think it's by 2 stages, so that's obviously not good, but if you switch out, then that erases the debuff, so all you have to do is switch out, and yeah, your Heracross is ready to go when it comes back in, I guess. So yeah, definitely a good Pokemon though, really powerful thanks to that buff it recently got from Niantic. So it's a lot of fun to use, and I really personally enjoy it. Here I am bringing in Heracross, going for that close combat immediately, only hitting the great, still able to one-shot that Pokemon, that Swampert, and we actually get to a close combat before that Bronzong faints us down, despite losing that defense, and unfortunately, he's still able to knock us out. I bring in my Marowak, and he does get a charge move off, so very close. If Heracross was able to knock him out, you know, if I got an excellent on that close combat, we actually would have won, you know, ironically enough, but we only hit a great, but that's okay, we do go ahead and lose that game. But yeah, Heracross definitely really threatening, so you definitely have to watch out for it for this cup. Now obviously, when we go up against Charizard, you're going to have to switch because you cannot stay in against the Charizard, so we do switch into the only Pokemon we can switch into, going to be that Whiscash. I do go straight for the Blizzard, hoping he would think it was a bluff, and he does, so he does allow it to go through, so we get a free shot at that Altaria, a free knockout, so that's one of the reasons I love Whiscash. Whiscash is going to be so popular for this cup. It counters a lot of things, it's definitely really good. We actually go for another Blizzard, and I wasn't expecting a shield, he does not shield, so we do a lot of damage against that Whiscash. He is going to go ahead and go for his Mud Bomb. I do decide to let this go through. I was pretty sure I could survive it. I didn't know if I would get to another Mud Bomb though, but we do get to one. So I am going to get off a Mud Bomb against the opposing Whiscash, which will take a shield. So that is good for us. Now I have my Alolan Sandslash and my Heracross. I do decide to bring in Heracross to charge up a little bit. I shield this. I did not want to take a Blizzard to the face. It is a Blizzard, so luckily we shielded. I believe I could have survived that, but I didn't want to take the Blizzard. Anyway, he brings in Charizard. We will be going for that close combat because we have it ready to go. And he will not shield. That does a lot of damage to that Charizard, despite resisting it, doesn't it? So now we bring in the Sandslash, and Sandslash is also weak to Charizard. So not the best team composition, however, we're still able to win. Now the reason he didn't block that close combat is he probably didn't think it would do as much as it did because Charizard does resist it. But it still does a lot of damage, and we're actually able to win despite being weak to that Charizard. So, and despite losing that lead, that was a really bad lead for us. So for the next round, I have my Heracross versus his Venusaur. Favorable for us, I would say. I mean, we do have the Mega Horn if we can get the Mega Horn off. He hits us with a Sludge Bomb, which does a lot of damage, and then we go for the Mega Horn. Now, I was hoping he would think, maybe he wouldn't know that I had Mega Horn, but he decides to block it anyway. So nice block on his end. So he does end up fainting us down. But we bring in the Altaria. Now, he goes for a charge move. I was 100% expecting the Sludge Bomb, but I still decide to take it. So we're able to take it, and he actually pulls the switch into his Charizard. Maybe wanting to charge up for that Dragon Claw, that's fine. I am going to go ahead and go for my Sky Attack against Charizard, and then switch out into Whiscash. We do resist both of Charizard's moves, so I do not shield this. Now, even though we resist it, Blast Burn is still going to do a lot of damage because it's Blast Burn, right? So, we don't have to worry about any shields because he's out of shield, so all we have to do is charge up for a Blizzard, go for it, and that will knock out Charizard. And now he's going to bring in his Venusaur, and before we get knocked out, we're actually able to get to a Mud Bomb. That's why I told you, Whiscash is definitely going to be dangerous in this cup, guys. But this video is not about Whiscash. We actually faint before getting to another one, but that's okay. We're going to bring in Altaria, and I have 2 shields, so I'm definitely going to be shielding both of these attacks. So we shield one Hydro Cannon. I knew he'd get to another one. We're going to have to shield it. Could I have taken that since they nerfed Hydro Cannon? I don't know, guys. I maybe could have taken that. But regardless, we do go ahead, and we had the shields, we used them, and now we get off a Sky Attack, and that will knock out the Swampert. So we do go ahead and win this game. So another very good game, Keep on suggesting Pokemon you want me to try for the Fusion Cup. I know Gyarados is on the list. I do want to try out a Gyarados. I just don't have one for the Great League at the moment. But either way, good game. Good game. For the next match, it's my Altaria versus his Bronzong, so yeah, definitely not favorable for us. We're going to have to charge up a little bit, and then we switch out into my Whiscash. He stays in, and it allows me to get off a Mud Bomb, so at least we can threaten that Bronzong, maybe take a shield. We do take a shield, and then he pulls the switch, so he is going to go ahead and bring in that Altaria. I do charge up for the Blizzard and go for the Bluff, which is going to be a Mud Bomb right now. Let's see if he falls for it. He does, so he does go ahead and shield that. And now all we have to do is shield this, and we can successfully get to a Blizzard in time and knock out the Altaria. We don't have to worry about shielding or bluffing because he's out of shields. So we will go ahead and be able to KO this Altaria, which is good for us. So we do go ahead and knock it out. Now he brings in a Whiscash of his own. I do get to the Mud Bomb, so we're going to be able to just get some free damage off against his Whiscash, right? More damage, the better, right? We might as well take it. He's going to be able to knock us out. I do allow it to go through, because even if I got to another Mud Bomb, which I probably could have, it wouldn't have fainted it. So we bring in the Heracross, charging up energy. We actually go for the close combat. I could have fainted that. I could have continued to go. That's what I should have done. I should have continued to charge up, and we would have had to block because he would have gotten to a Blizzard, and then I would have had a close combat against his Bronzong, and Altaria would have been able to knock out the Bronzong because it would have been really weak, even though he would have fainted Heracross. So I definitely made a mistake there. So he does go for a Psyshock. I actually thought I was going to lose this one because of that mistake, but anyway, we do go ahead and go for the Dragon Pulse, and that will do a decent amount, but he is going to be able to feint this before we're able to feint him, and now he goes for a charge move. I'm like, this Psyshock is definitely going to knock me out. He actually goes for a Bulldoze, though. Now, guys, let me know, would the Psyshock have knocked me out? I don't think my defense was lowered because I switched out and switched back in, right? So would the Psyshock have knocked my Heracross out? I don't know, but he made a mistake for going for Bulldoze, just as I made a mistake for not, charging up Heracross and using that close combat against Bronzong. But would it have knocked me out? If the Psyshock wouldn't have knocked me out, I guess it doesn't matter, but I feel like it would have, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, we go for the Blizzard, and again, he's expecting a bluff, so we knock him out. He brings in Bronzong, so that's actually really good for us. So I'm just going to go and spam these Mud Bombs. So we do go for the Mud Bomb. He will shield that one up. We are very weak, so I have to watch out for that. But that is okay. I do decide to allow it to go through. I guess I could have blocked and went for another charge move and went for another Mud Bomb. But I knew I had Marowak in the back, which I was feeling pretty confident about. He actually pulls a fantastic switch to catch this Bone Club. So that was a really nice play on his end. So well played. Anyway, we get to a Shadow Ball, and I am going to go ahead and go straight for that Shadow Ball, hoping to knock out the Charizard. He does go ahead and shield that, though, so at least he's out of shields. So I should be able to shield these attacks and get to another one and knock out the Charizard, which is ultimately what I'm going for. So, he does get to another charge move. I will have to shield it, and that's fine. We are going to go ahead and shield it, and we are going to get to this Shadow Ball, and this Shadow Ball will easily knock out this Charizard. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that Charizard, as you can see. And then he brings in his Bronzong. We're just going to town. Unfortunately, couldn't get to that Bone Club. We got there, but we were not able to click on it. He hits me with a Psyshock and knocks me out. And I bring in my Heracross, and Heracross is actually able to finish Bronzong despite being weak to confusions. But we do go ahead and win that one. So very good game. Very good game. Heracross even beating out a Bronzong. Incredible. So anyway, we bring in Heracross. He brings in Charizard. Terrible lead matchup for us. We've seen it before. I'm going to switch into my Whiscash. He pulls the switch ASAP. It is going to be Altaria, and I charge up a lot. I go for the bluff, and hoping to take a shield. Obviously, we don't want this to be unshielded. He does shield it, so that's good for us. Now, I was going to go for the double bluff there, but I decided not to. I'm like, well, you know, at least we'll be able to take 2 shields even if he shields the Blizzard. He does shield it, so a double bluff would have been fantastic there because we would have been able to get off another Blizzard and knocked out the Altaria. So that would have been absolutely fantastic. Now, I believe we'd still get to another Blizzard and knock out the Altaria, but we would have had our shields, or at least one of our shields left if we double bluffed. But, yeah, we didn't, so we do go for that Blizzard and knock out the Altaria. At least we got rid of the Altaria, right? So both of us are out of shields, down shields, and then he brings in his Swampert, and I am going to go ahead and go right for that Mud Bomb. Just get as much damage off as possible against the Swampert. Doing a decent amount of damage. I mean, we're trying to get to another one, not able to do so. So he does have energy. So I bring in my Heracross, and let's see what he goes for. He will be going for that Earthquake, doing a lot of damage to us. Holy cow, right? He brings in Charizard. I actually pull the switch into my Altaria before he knocks out my Heracross. And he is going to go ahead and go for the Blast Burn. You know, I do question that. I don't know why he wouldn't go for the Dragon Claw, but that's okay. That's okay. He goes for the Dragon Claw now. And we're still alive, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Sky Attack. You know, maybe it was a misclick, maybe it was just a mistake. I mean, as I've said before, these games are fast-paced, right? I make plenty of mistakes, you know, so it's easy to make mistakes, isn't it? So he's going to go ahead and go for the Hydro Cannon. Like, my mistake is I brought in Heracross against his Swampert earlier. I could have brought in Altaria because we resist both of its moves, so really don't know why I didn't against his Swampert. Why did I bring in my Heracross instead? But either way, we do go ahead and win that. But, so we're going to jump into another game. I do lead with my Alolan Marowak, and he leads with his Charizard, so this is fine. Let's see how this plays out. I believe let's see what happens. So he is going to go ahead and actually pull the switch, charging up energy. I decided to go for the Shadow Ball. Instead of saving up the energy, I figured we could take a shield or we could do a lot of damage. We do take a shield, and then we bring in Heracross. We do resist the Mud Bomb. And I am going to go ahead and shield this because I don't want to take a Blizzard. It actually is a Mud Bomb, so nice bluff on his end. But we do go for the close combat, and this is going to be able to not knock it out. I think one more counter knocked it out. But we still do a lot of damage. However, our defense is lowered, so I'm trying to get to another close combat against the Charizard. We actually successfully do that. So we get to another close combat, and he does shield it up. So at least we take his last shield, guys. We take his last shield. So we are going to go ahead and think about it for a little bit. I decided to bring in my Altaria. Now I know that he has Dragon Claw, but I also know we could still take a Dragon Claw. So we do take it, and we're trying to farm him down. Do I shield this one? I do shield the next one. Not wanting to take it. We could have taken it, but we would have been really low. And he actually has a third one. I couldn't believe he had 3 Dragon Claws. So I only, you know, he had quite a bit. I only thought he had 2. So we do go ahead and feint down that Charizard, and then we get off a Sky Attack against his Altaria. I clicked on Sky Attack immediately without seeing what came in, and then I pull the switch into my Alolan Marowak, trying to get to the Shadow Ball. We do successfully get to it. Dragon Breath does take a little bit to charge up to, so we do get to the Shadow Ball. Not knocking it out, but that's okay. He will get to a Sky Attack. Of course, he has to extend his energy. So I was feeling okay about this. He actually does not feint us, so we bring in my Altaria, and we're actually able to knock him out with Dragon Breath. And that will be it for this video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for checking out my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, check out one of my other videos that you'll probably enjoy.